You asked what I thought of it. I don't know why. It's just in my mind. This
But
is like,
that's what you think. What do you think chutney is, Matthew?
well, you said onion chutney, so
Yeah.
that's what it was. I just imagine it's onion in some kind of a sauce. I guess the horseradish. It was some kind of sauce.
Okay.
Just like a little
'Cause
mixture.
I think of like a mango chutney, and it's basically a jelly
yeah.
with chunks of mango in it. And this seemed to be a sort of jelly with onion in it.
It's just when I hear chutney, I'm thinking like that sounds like a term used for vomit.
Oh,
It's
no.
Like, oh, look at this little baby just unleashed all this chutney.
Oh, my God, man.
It's like, oh, you got chutney
See,
on
like,
your
some of
shoulder.
this is just in your own head. All right. Okay.
So yeah, overall, I didn't like the chutney. Not just the name. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
like the taste. Didn't know when I was going to experience the pork belly, and don't know if I ever really did. I think I would mix up the pork belly with the chutney, and that
It
just
was the bacon stuff that was
I
on the
don't know if
burger.
I had tasted any of it though.
So fascinating, Matthew.
The meat itself, I didn't. Oh, it was okay, but I found it to taste a little, not necessarily not fresh, but yeah, almost like a frozen patty.
Really?
Almost, but not quite. I can't really find the words for it, but I would have liked it if it wasn't such a perfect disc of meat. I needed to know that it was formed just for me, not formed for the masses. If I'm paying this much money for it,
Sure. Okay.
a little drippy.
A little drippy.
I think what it's going to come down to is I did not enjoy the sauces. I think the texture of the meat was good.
Mm-hmm.
The bun itself, as little attention as I paid to it, was very good. But in the end, I'm only going to give this thing a 5.5
Really?
as far as burgers go. And if I'm adding, and that's
Are
not
you?
even
Is that
incorporating
you're
the
not
price.
factoring in the price?
If I'm
Yeah.
factoring in the price, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Really? Okay. Just as a side note, before we get into my thoughts on this burger, how'd you like the fries?
The fries I enjoyed. The fries were pretty good. A little harder than I normally like to eat, and there weren't as many. But I found
Okay.
myself full by the time I finished the fries. I just like getting more fries for the money.
Yeah, towards the end of the meal, you were saying, "Oh, I'm so full," and you still had fries left.
Yeah.
And I thought that was perfect because all you had is the filler now.
Exactly.
So I have a different opinion on this burger.
Oh, I know.
I think I have one fault with this burger, and it's not with this burger really, so I'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
I thought the bun was light and fluffy and had a little sweetness to it that I really, really enjoyed. The patty itself was a nice fatty meat, which I think makes for a very juicy burger. I do think that the burger, apparently ground in-house, probably ground today, I think, was formed in a patty press. And so that's why it had its proper patty form. That's why the edges of the burger were very flat.
Mm-hmm.
The cuts of lettuce and tomato, not too much lettuce really. It was very light on the lettuce, which made it kind of negligible, but didn't hurt anything. It was fine. I guess I kind of prefer a iceberg lettuce. They had a little crispness to it, but I'm not taking anything away because of their lettuce. The tomato cut not too thick. The cheese was an excellent choice. I'm not familiar with this cheese. I read off the name of it before. I can pull it up again if you give me just a moment. It was a Morbier cheese. Not familiar with this cheese, but it was sort of like an aged cheddar, but milder and a little softer.
Oh, yeah.
I thought was a good pairing with this burger. The pork belly was like a fancier, fattier bacon. This was a very juicy and rich burger. The onion chutney, I love onion, was a nice touch. For certain bites, I added a little Dijon, which went very well with this burger. Maybe that's because of the French inspiration at this restaurant and with the selection of cheese and what have you.
I can already tell your rating is going to be high.
It's going to be much higher than yours,
Speaking
Matthew.
very highly of this place.
I bit into the burger. It was a juicy patty. The fattiness of the pork belly, I thought, added well to the texture and to the taste. I will say it was beginning to lose its form a little bit once I hit maybe the 2/3 mark of eating this burger, and I switched to fork and knife, mostly because we were at a nice restaurant and there weren't plenty of napkins around. If there were plenty of paper napkins, I would have just kept going and like licked the juices off my forearms after.
Too many people were watching us.
Too many. I felt like all eyes were on us. People know when Cadeau and Janko walk into a burger establishment for the Burger Edition podcast.
They do.
And so I may lose a half a point just for not being able to completely maintain handheld edibility. I had a little problem, which was that maybe one of my slices of tomato was too close to the top of the tomato, and so I had a little bit of that sort of hard stem core area of the tomato in a single bite of this burger.
Well, you're coming around.
Which is something that I can't really fault them for, but they should kind of know better. This is a $31 burger. I expect excellence in a $31 burger. So I might take off another quarter point for that.
Okay.
And maybe the extra crispness of the perhaps iceberg lettuce or something else. It was missing another quarter point to, add this all up to a $100 burger.
You're thinking
but it's
about
not
this.
there. I'm thinking about this very hard.
Really breaking it down. We don't even give quarter ratings.
No, I know. But this is where they're losing small fractions of points, because this was, to me, a very, very good burger. I give this burger a 9, Matthew.
Holy Toledo.
The presentation was excellent. The burger tasted excellent. It was just, and the drippiness, you pointed that out, but I checked at the halfway point of my burger. I looked at right under the spot where I was eating it, and there were really just few drops of oily juices. They weren't messy. They were just juices from the meat, which I think is fine. This was an excellent burger. I expected no less, and it was good.
All right. Well, I respect your right to think that.
It's been a long time since we've been this far apart in our ratings on a burger.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think I would ever want this burger again.
Oh, I would have this burger 3 more times this year, and it's October. It's the end of October.
Jesus. Wow.
I would easily have it at least once a month more.
I don't know if I could afford to have that burger.
I might switch up the cheese, I might want to try a different cheese, maybe something like a provolone, just to give it a little more stank.
Yeah.
A little more stank on that cheese.
Maybe if I go back, I'll wear a tuxedo or something.
But I feel like burgers and tuxedos.
It's all weird. I don't think I'll ever fit into a fancy place.
What would be ideal, the ideal way to eat this burger, you get a room at the Ritz. You get that burger room service where they have the little metal lid and you take it off.
Okay.
All right, so Matthew.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe you and I need to have a little getaway. Maybe we should do exactly what I was saying. Maybe not the Ritz, but get a little hotel room together,
What?
Try on those nice soft robes, maybe a bubble bath, maybe order some room service. But when we order in that room service, Matthew, what should we order? Should we get some milkshakes? Should we get Eggs Benedict?
I don't know what you have in mind here, but one thing I do know, let's get a burger.